Hey guys, welcome to the Sean Files. Today we're going to talk about AI. And we're just going to create a simple AI, nothing too complicated. We'll basically just create a character that is going to chase us around. So let's go ahead and get that started. We're going to go over to our actors folder, and let's just create a new folder called AI character. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually create a blueprint, and we are going to create a character blueprint and call it AI Care BP. And then click on the actor. And then we are going to, it wants us to add in a skeleton mesh. If you don't have a skeleton mesh, you can just add in a static mesh and then just bring in a simple cube, or and then you need to position it, or you can bring in a not a projectile, but you could do you could add in a sphere over here in the components. If you want to bring in your own custom static mesh to be your AI, so I'm just looking for a static mesh for myself, which would be an FBX mesh from your Maya or Blender, or you downloaded it from the internet. This is not a skeleton mesh. Skeleton meshes are rigged, while static meshes are not rigged. So it's not rigged, so I'm not doing a skeleton mesh. And then I'm just going to import it. Now go to your AI character and add in a static mesh. It's automatically bringing in Anubis because I just brought it in, but it should look like this. So how you would bring in your own static mesh is you would come over to static mesh and you would just find it in this field. Here is mine. And you can rename it. It automatically named it for me before because I brought it in. But usually it doesn't. You have to name it yourself. And then spell his name. I think that's how you spell his name. Anyway, as you can see, he's too small, so I'm gonna make him bigger by adding 10. Alright, now that's a lot better. And then I'm gonna add in a material, just so that he's not plain. There you go. So that's how you would add in your own static mesh. You just attach that to the mesh, the character mesh. Alright, and save it. So that is how your AI character would look. So if you have a skeleton mesh, you can upload that, and I'll show you how to do that. So we go over to import and find your skeleton mesh, which would be a FBX file or an object file, and you probably either downloaded that off the internet or you made it in Blender and Maya. And go ahead and check skeleton mesh and import all. Now the skeleton mesh is imported. We're going to go back over here to click on mesh, character mesh, and we're going to pull up, we're going to go over to the details window, skeletal mesh asset, and then pull up your sphinx rig. And then make that the size that you desire it to be. And in the location you desire it to be, assuming that this guy is the AI. So you want to center it in the position relative to how this capsule is. And this blue arrow means the AI is pointing that direction. So I wanted to rotate my character to match the rotation of the character AI capsule. So now that I have that in position, I'm save it. And then I'm going to go to my event graph and I'm going to cast to my player so that it knows where to locate me. So we're going to get actor of class, and we're going to look up our character, actor, which is our first person character. And then we're going to go over to your components. We're going to add a variable, and the variable is going to be an actor. This is how you're going to cast 2 actors, which means you're going to communicate with other blueprints. And our other blueprint is our character. And we're going to rename it main player. And go ahead and drag that over and go to set. And then connect those. Then we're going to go to cast to BP. It's the same as this over here. First person character, and then connect those. I'll save it. Now we're gonna go over to event tick and go to move AI to right here, and stretch over from pawn. And we're going to reference to self. Get reference to self by putting in, ref to self. And then we need to know the distance. So we're going to drag this over and put in random points. Wait, random. I'm trying to remember what it's called. What is it called? Get random reachable point and radius. And we're going to find the origin. So we're going over here. We're gonna get world location. And the location we want of our player. So drag main player over here and get and connect those. And add in a radius. I'll put 500 for now. And do a nav filter AI controller default. I think that's the right one. It could be recast filter. I think it's this one. And then target actor is going to be our main player. And then our acceptable radius, we're just going to leave it at, actually let's change it to 50. I don't know. We're going to play with these numbers. This number and this number to get exactly the behavior that you want. And then, so it's going to be constantly moving if we don't put a delay on it. So, let's make a custom event. Call it AI move. And break that. Go ahead and rename it so that you can copy and paste it in here so you can pull it up easily. I'm just going to put a delay on it for now. Just kind of slow it down so it's not constantly moving. And just see what happens. I might have to do a boolean to control this execution flow, but we'll get into that in a minute if we need to. To make this straight, I'm going to highlight these guys and press Q. I'll line it up. It will line it up. So it looks neater. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to our scene. Now, our AI character is not going to do anything yet because we did not add in a nav mesh bounds volume. So let's go to our volumes and let's add in a nav mesh bounds volume, and we're gonna press P so that you can see this green. Once it touches the surface, this box, green should show up. And then we need so just press P until that shows up, and then make it as big as you want our AI to be able to move. Not too big because you don't want it to slow down your game, and then to explain what's going on here, why this isn't green, it's because the AI is not going to walk over this. It can't interact. And if you're doing VR, you wouldn't be able to teleport through this either. You wouldn't be able to you have to have a nav mesh bounce volume for teleportation as well in VR. So to turn that off, if I want to turn off the if I want it for them to be able to walk through it, I would need to I'm going to create an example. So here's an example actor I'm just going to create real quick to show you. So I have my character in there, and right now it's affecting the nav mesh. And so to turn that off, I would go over here to the details, and I would go over down to collision. I would go down to advance, and then I'd go to can affect navigation and uncheck that so that it does not affect the navigation now. So you see? Now the AI could walk through it if it needed to, and you could teleport through it if you needed to. So if you wanted it to affect the nav mesh, remember you do the same thing. You just check it and save it, and now it affects the nav mesh. So now the AI is going to avoid it. So let's go ahead and play and test it and see if our AI is working yet. So yes, our AI is working now and it is chasing us. I'm gonna offset my AI just a little bit, just so that she's not like directly on me. And then let's play it. And now she's chasing me around continuously because I put it on tick without a delay, so I deleted the delay, and now we have AI on the tick continuously. And so now she is constantly following me. Now I could program it to only follow me when she's sensing me. And we'll go over that in a future video. So only when she sees me or when I get into a range, then she'll start following me. We'll also go over behavior trees so that she could be performing another action while she is not following me, like maybe patrolling. We'll also go over the applying animations to our AI and some functionality. So if I didn't want her to follow me continuously, I would just go ahead and I could put a delay on it. I would actually need to make that delay longer. She doesn't really give me enough time to I might actually take that delay off, put it right here. And then put that here. Let's make it a little longer. Yeah, so with that delay, it just makes it to where she kind of pauses sometimes and then finds you. So you could play around with functionality. We could say, we could add in a collision box. And we could say that whenever you overlap, so bring over here, go to branch. This is just another way of doing it instead of doing the casting thing, which we would do it this way. Cast to, what is it? We could do it this way, and then you just connect this by pushing Alt and then connect that. Or we could do it this way, where you do you delete this, you do branch, get your equals operator, right here, and then you're gonna attach that to other actor, and then bring in your main player, get, and attach that. So if the other actor is the main player, then it'll execute, and it's true, it'll execute this. So so now it's only going to chase me if I'm within that box. And it's not working. Take off the delay. So yeah, whenever I enter that box, then it starts to move towards me. So now it works. So I can make that box bigger. Now this is just a kind of a fast way to do that. There is a better way of doing this, which is with your AI sensing. So we will go over that in a future video. But this is just a beginner tutorial on AI. So we will go over more advanced features of AI in a future video. So now I've made the box a little bigger. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make the box visible so that you can see it. So I go over here and I'm going to check off hidden in game. That way I can see my collision box. So this is good for testing. So now play. Alright, I'm actually going to X out of that and move this box a little. What? Weird. In here it looks like there's more in the front, but if you go over here, oh, never mind. It was optical illusion. Okay, so now when I'm in the box, now she chases me. So she does not chase me when I'm not in the box, but if I enter the box, she'll chase me. So when we play it and we enter the box, our AI will chase us only when we enter the box. And then if we want to make it fun, we could add a ball spawner to her. So I'm going to go ahead and add the ball spawner that I've made in a previous video by clicking on my AI character actor, and then we're adding a child actor to our character mesh, and I'm going to pull up my ball spawner actor that I made in a previous video that shoots balls, and then I'm going to move it to where it shoots, where I want it to shoot from, which is right above her head. So now she's actually shooting it in the wrong direction. So I'm gonna turn my ball spawner around 180 degrees, and now she's throwing balls at me. So she's throwing balls and she's throwing balls at me, and if I want to do it to where she only throws balls whenever she is whenever she's moving, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create a variable called isMoving. Make it a bool, and I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to go to set. And so whenever she's moving, we're going to set it to moving. And whenever she's not moving, we're going to set it to, we're going to set it to false. So when she's not entering the box, we'll actually move this. So when we enter in the box, we're moving, and when we're not entering the box, we're not moving. We can actually change this, rename it to shooting, like the ball, and make that public. And see, it automatically changed the names over here. And so if we've entered the box, we're shooting, and if we did not enter the box, we're not shooting. So that's public. So now over at our ball spawner actor, I want to access that information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my play begin, and I'm going to cast actor. I'm just going to copy this and paste it here so I don't have to do all that over again. And this needs to be, because if you compile it, it'll be an error. What you do is you right click and you go to create variable, main player character. And what it does is it's going to create it for you and title it and everything. And so then you just save it and it's good to go. So now we're accessing that information, which is shooting. So I'm just going to type that in, take off this check so I can find it better. And then we're going to do get is shooting and attach that target. Doesn't want to. Is shooting is on the. Oh, sorry. This is not right. We're going to change this to AI. Okay, what we're going to do, take 6. What we're going to do is we're going to cast to AI character, and we're going to ignore that. We're going to add a variable called AI character and change it to an actor. And drag that over and do set, and then do cast to AI care actor, and then connect that. And then we're gonna pull up is shooting and get that. And so now that's the information we need to know. We need to know, is it shooting? So if it's shooting, we'll right up in front of the branch, right in front of the event tick, we'll say if is shooting is true. Remember, if you click on this and make it blue, you can drag it down so it doesn't look all crazy and organize it in the way that you want. Highlight, press Q to line it up. We could say, alright, so if it's shooting, it's going to shoot balls, and if it's not shooting, it's not going to execute anything. And then, sorry, this is not what we needed. We needed to get actor of class. Sorry about that, guys. Get actor class, and then it's AI character BP, and then connect that. Sorry about that. I pulled up the wrong thing. Now everything should be good. Just remember it's get actor of class, set, and then cast to AI. Alright, so now we'll play it to test, and then now it's actually not working. If is shooting, shoot ball. Go to character. I'm going to take off is false real quick just to check if that's what's causing it to not work. Nope. So I can look at my execution flow and see exactly what's happening. So it is not shooting because it is not true. Is shooting is public. If check enter box. If player enters box equals 1, so what I'm going to do is when it overlaps the box, it's shooting. And whenever it doesn't overlap the box, copy and paste this over. Other actor, and then drag this over to branch, and then set it to is not shooting. Alright, so now let's test it. So yeah, now she doesn't shoot unless I enter the box, and now she chases me, but if I'm not in the box, I'm safe. But if I'm in the box, she's attacking me, and it's counting up the score every time she hits me with a ball, which I could say, if score equals this, then game over, and then I could load up a game over screen, and or we could spawn particles where she's hitting me to make a blood, or we could add a health bar score on a UI, and we'll do all that in future videos. So yeah, that is how you would create an AI that shoots balls at you. If you want to learn how to do the ball spawner and you want to learn how to do force, check out my other videos, because we go over all that. If you want your AI to move in random places, what you would do is create a custom event, call it a random walk, and then go to AI move to, and reference to self. Okay, now right click on this destination pin and split struck. Now drag over destination X and go to find, random float in range, and just copy and paste it. Copy, paste, hook that up to Y, and then on the max, we'll do 100, and then on the max on this one we'll do 100, and then save it. And we're gonna do a delay just so that it's not constantly running, and we'll put it on 2 seconds. Now go ahead and bring this up in your actions so that you can call it on tick. Alright, now your character is randomly walking. And that's how you would do a random walk for an AI. So we could actually have multiple, and they should all walk randomly. Let's try that. Okay, I think they're staying within that area because of my range. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my AI. I'm gonna make this range bigger. I'm actually going to set this delay to also a random number. Random float in range, and I will set it to 3 seconds. So 0 to 3 seconds. They could delay any random number in between that range. So that way they're walking truly randomly. It's interesting that they group together in that spot. That must be my 100 range. So, to make that range larger, let's do a negative 1,000 and negative 1,000 on the min. Let's test it. Alright, now they're truly walking randomly all over the place. And that's how you would have a random walk for an AI. Alright, well thank you for watching. That includes my video on AI today.